Good afternoon, you're listening to The Social on talkSPORT 2 with Sam Mellon and Rory Jennings with you until 6 o'clock this evening, dissecting a busy weekend of Premier League football. Now we're going to focus on the top two, and the top two in the Premier League is, of course, Arsenal, convincing yesterday, beating Tottenham at the Emirates by 4-1. Barrett-Chieze with a hat-trick. But after City lost and Liverpool continued to struggle, falling down the table, was Rory's Chelsea, who currently occupy second in the table after beating Burnley in the early kickoff on Saturday. Arsenal have 29 points, Chelsea have 23 points. Let's hear, though, shall we, from Simon Jordan, speaking earlier today on talkSPORT. He worries that Arsenal are going to run away with the league. Rory, touched on the top of the show, but you think you're like Chelsea, just at this stage of their development and where they're at, young team, just can they maybe not win it? Can they push Arsenal? Can they be Arsenal's closest title challengers?
That's a disaster for anyone that doesn't want Arsenal to win the league. If Chelsea are the competitor, Arsenal have won it. The only team that can actually run and hunt Arsenal down, the only team that are capable of actually putting Arsenal under enough pressure that they collapse would be Man City.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's whether they can find enough rhythm themselves.
And they probably can't.
If Mikel Arteta could choose, but I think Mikel Arteta would rather be 2 points behind Chelsea with 6 to play than 6 clear of City.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you've got more chance of winning the league if you're 2 points behind Maresca than if City are 6 behind you.
Not this City team, though. This City team,
in that precise example,
team is not the City team of years gone
completely
by,
agree.
where they win 6, 8, 10 games in a row, and you're thinking we've got no respite. This City team, when they're good, but they're just. I think City too inconsistent, too open defensively as well.
I agree with you, but in terms of the entrenched knowledge in the club, in terms of having the best manager arguably to have ever lived, they are ready to win a league title. And if they are in touching distance with 6 to go, there's a couple of points separating Man City and Arsenal with 6 to go, 8 to go. Then I'll say City will win the league, even if Arsenal are ahead. That's when they really kick into gear. Like Pep Guardiola has always said, hasn't he, that the season starts in the new year. Like that's when they really find their focus. And I know that it's not looking likely, and I think Arsenal will win the league. But Manchester City, the only team left that could look, they're not capable of doing what they've done in the past, 14 consecutive wins and all that. I'm not talking like that. Centurions, 98 point. I'm not talking like that. But I would say that they are undoubtedly capable of winning 7 out of 10, going unbeaten in those 10 as well. And that could put Arsenal under a lot of pressure.
It feels like with Chelsea this season, Rory, and you know it's better than me, that it feels like Enzo Maresca's 1 defeat away from people going, oh, he's definitely not the right man long term. You know, he's too inexperienced. We're not going to do anything under him. Then also, you can, he's 2 wins away from people going, well, hang on a minute. This is a young coach and Chelsea are building something nice. Have you been surprised at how well you started this season?
No, not really, because I would contest that we have started that well. I don't think that we have been that good. I think we've been
second in the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are second in the table, but that doesn't necessarily tell the story. Like, we've lost at home to Sunderland, we've lost at home to Brighton, we've drawn away to Brentford. Like, there've been some very, very abject performances. We had a shocker in Baku. Like, there've been some really, really abject performances. And yeah, we are second in the table. Quite how, I don't know. But it's more a reflection on Liverpool pressing the self-destruct button, Aston Villa struggling to win any. They didn't score a goal in the first 5, did they?
Newcastle
effectively non-existent. Manchester United had a pitiful start to the season. Yeah, we're second in the league, but we will ultimately finish 4th. We are an established Premier League team that will finish in the Champions League spots. What we are not is a team capable of launching a serious and sustained bid to win the Premier League title.
I think it's hard to disagree with that. And I think whilst you've had a good start to the season, and I think it's an exciting team. I think it's an exciting attacking team. I think the midfield too are two of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Certainly Moises Caicedo. I think Enzo Fernandez is getting better and better. But no, I do agree. This Arsenal team are ruthless. This Arsenal team are relentless. This Arsenal team aren't going to lose many games.
Enzo Maresca has already told us, by the way, that like this season, and I mean, he's been proved incredibly wrong, but Enzo Maresca, at the beginning of this season, basically said Liverpool would win the league. He's a Chelsea manager who said Liverpool will win the league.
Got that badly wrong, didn't he?
Nearly a year ago, I remember, well, I say nearly a year ago, I know precisely when it was. It was exactly 11 months ago, on the 23rd of December 2024. Chelsea had the opportunity to go top of the league by winning at Goodison Park.
Everton away, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dyche's Everton as well, by the way.
It?
Yeah, 23rd. Maresca said that we weren't in a title race. Like, Maresca doesn't believe that we're in a title race. Maresca doesn't think we're going to be champions. Last year, he said we weren't in one, when we could have gone top of the league in December, by the way. This year, he's already said Liverpool are going to win the league. The beginning of the season, not even at the beginning, a month into the season. He said, I'll tell you what, Liverpool are good, and I've signed some good players. You want to keep your eye on them. You're like, mate, you're the Chelsea manager. And this is what I mean. I think that Enzo Maresca is a good manager depending on what you think his objectives are. If you think Chelsea are a team whose primary objective is to finish in the top four, Enzo Maresca is probably a manager that you should keep. If you think Chelsea's primary objective is to finish in the top four and win the odd cup, have a good cup run, basically, are we in 1997 again? If yes, then he's a great manager. But if you think Chelsea should be winning the European Cup, then he isn't a great manager.
But to also add to that, though, you'd also have to look above him, and you could also look at the recruitment in the last 18 months and say that the signings haven't been signings that have cut players that are coming in and ready to win Chelsea the Premier League. I look at the players you've brought in over the last 18 months, talented players, but you'd have to say young players who are players for the future, as opposed to Chelsea's hierarchy, signing ready-made players that are ready to come in now.
No, we're not trying to win a league title.
And that's where you get, but also you have a little sympathy there for Enzo Maresca in that respect.
This is why Maresca is doing his job.
Yeah.
He's doing his job. His objective is to finish in the top four. He's been provided with players who are capable of getting Chelsea into the top four. We're not in a title race because the club aren't meant to be in a title race. We aren't in a title race because Maresca doesn't want us to be in a title race. If Arteta is being pursued, if the hooves, Arteta's front runner, he is effectively the hare. If the hound that he can hear chasing him, if the noise that he can hear in his ears is the hooves of Enzo Maresca, he'll pit stop for a cigar.
Oh yeah,
he'll pit stop. If he can hear Guardiola coming behind him, he's gonna be zigzagging and doing all he can to evade.
Yeah.
If it's Maresca, he can stop off, mate. He'll have an overnight stay somewhere.
Champagne maybe as well.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Light up a Monte Cristo, pour out a glass of Runar. He'd be living a dream.
Yeah, no pressure at all then, right?
Exactly.
In terms of Arsenal, though, Rory, they look almost impossible to stop, don't they? At the moment, in terms of their consistency, how good they are defensively this season, it just looks from
they are, Sam, right? But let's not go mad. They are. Everything you've said is true. But the reason it's true is because Tottenham are a load of dunces.
Yeah, they've also beaten other good teams this season, haven't they?
They have, but they hit a little bit of fragility. They looked rocked at, I know you said Roker Park, a stadium alike. Yeah. They looked rocked. They defended incredibly deeply. Gabriel made a bit of a pig's ear of it. They looked like they capitulated under the pressure. The stadium alight, a night game in November. It looked like it had hit them. So then they played Tottenham, and you're like, okay, let's see. Have they been rocked? And Tottenham go, whoa, don't worry, we'll reset you, mate. We'll get you back on a straight and narrow, don't worry. So I agree with you. Arsenal look great. Arsenal will win the league, in my opinion, as well. But it isn't that they haven't been tested. It isn't that they look flawless. It's that they haven't been tested in the best way yet.
But you could argue this Arsenal season feels similar to the season that Liverpool had last season, when Liverpool were good and winning games, but at no point in the last season did you ever really feel as if anyone was putting them under enough pressure. Like Arsenal were the team last season that come the new year were there or thereabouts, but just as we went into February and March, Liverpool pulled away. Arsenal weren't consistent enough, and it's like, as good as Liverpool were, they were at no point really tested and pushed. And if it was the same this season with Arsenal,
up until now it does. But when everybody was saying this is the week that will define Arsenal, everybody was going Tottenham, Bayern, Chelsea. That's the week that will define them.
And Villa after that.
I've been arguing that it isn't that. Tottenham, I didn't think Tottenham would be that bad, but Tottenham have won once at the Emirates, once at Arsenal, whether it's the Emirates or Highbury, once since 1993. So the law of averages, right?
Yeah.
But the week where they play, they go Chelsea, Brentford, Villa. That is so much more indicative of who Arsenal are. Look, if Arsenal win at Stamford Bridge, Brentford's never easy, right? If Brentford can make it ugly, make it a bit of warfare, if Brentford can nick something, and then Unai Emery is always a very good manager and loves to get one over on Arsenal. If they come out of those 3 games with 9 points, then Sam, then I'll go, yeah, they're tested, yeah, they're serious. But it isn't yet.
And at the same time, you look at City's next 3 league fixtures.
Go on.
Leeds at home, Fulham, Sunderland, and Palace.
Well, they need to take 12.
Of course,
they need to take 12. Yeah.
So it is Arsenal, top of the Premier League, a comfortable North London derby victory yesterday against Tottenham, 29 points. It is Chelsea that are closest behind them, 6 points behind them. Both sides meet this Sunday in the Premier League. You're listening to talkSPORT 2. It is The Social. We're with William Hill, 18+, gambleaware.org. Up next, we're doing Twitter Corner. We're going to hear from Liverpool legend Graham Souness.